is up, you guys? What is going on? Welcome to or welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Yesenia. I go by Yesenia Wannabe MUA on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. I'll have those other platforms linked down below if you want to check them out. In today's video, we are going to be doing this full face look you see here using e.l.f. products. The only thing that isn't e.l.f. is the lips and the eyelashes and the setting spray. Other than that, everything else full e.l.f. So if you guys want to see how I got this look, definitely don't forget to keep on watching. Before we get started, I do want to remind you guys to change your quality to 1080p. That way you're viewing this in the best quality out there for my camera's capabilities anyway. Also, this is my first time filming in 2021. I'm so excited. I did post in 2021, but this is my first time filming, and I have this new studio set up. It's not a studio, it's in my living room, but it's like a filming studio, and I'm so excited. Let me know what you guys think of the quality of the sound, if I need to change anything, if the background is too distracting. My camera does have continuous autofocus, and I decided to turn it off just because I think my background, the glitter, is messing with it. So as I was filming, practicing, the camera kept like going in and out, and it was bothering me, so I just knew it would bother you guys. But if that still didn't work and the background is too distracting and you are seeing it going in and out, let me know so I can figure out how to change it. I might just have to change the background in general. But I'm so excited. I'm filming with my new camera. I got a Canon T4i. I bought a new lens. This is the Canon 50mm lens, and I just am so excited, and I'm hoping it's going to make my videos more enjoyable for you guys to watch. But yeah, I would just love your suggestions, ideas for videos for the upcoming year. I'm so excited, and that was a little bit of a ramble. Don't forget to like and to subscribe. I'm going to be trying to post more content consistently. I'm trying to post one video a week. That is my goal, one of my New Year's resolutions. But yeah, if you guys want to see how I got this look, then go ahead and just keep on watching. My hair looks literally insane, and I tried everything to fix it, but we were at the gym and I was sweating and it just dried like how it wanted to because I'm wavy textured hair, and it just did this. So I'm sorry, but I'm going to be pinning it back anyway. But I just thought I'd address that because it looks a little wild right now, and that's fine. Okay, so my hair is pulled back. I don't have a lot of skincare from e.l.f. I've used it before. I think I've used their like toner. It's like in a yellow bottle, but I just wasn't reaching for it. I mainly use my Pixie ones, so I got rid of it, but it wasn't bad. And I don't have a moisturizer from them, so I already moisturized using my Elemis one. I think it's called like Superfoods or something. I don't remember. But I've already moisturized, and I want to address little miss thing over here. I wasn't going to pop it, but it just was like so disgusting, and the whitehead was popping out. I just had to. I don't condone popping your pimples, but I had to. So she's looking a little red, but we'll cover that up later. I just thought I'd let you guys know she's here. I wish she wasn't, but she's here. Okay, so first off, since I've already moisturized, I'm going to go ahead and start off with my primers. Now these primers are my favorite, like, primers in general, not even just from e.l.f. Like, these are just like some of my overall favorite primers. So the first one that I have here is the e.l.f. This is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. Now this I've used since it came out. I want to say that was like 2018 maybe, but I love it. You guys know, if you didn't know, it's a dupe for the Tatcha primer. It just doesn't have any skincare benefits, but this is like my third one. Used this on my wedding day. I use this literally all the time. It's a favorite primer of mine. I believe it's $8. This primer is also a favorite, and I also wore this one on my wedding day. This is also a second purchase for me. I've already used one up completely. This is the e.l.f. Jelly Pop Primer, and it's more of like a sticky one. This one is a supposed dupe for the Milk Hydro Grip. I've never tried that, but all I know is I love this one, and this one is also $8, I believe. So how I like to do this is I go down the center of my face with the e.l.f., like just to fill in my pores. So I'll take a little bit. You don't need that much. Like a little bit goes quite a long way. So I'll just take some. I can really get it in to my pore area. So like this area, like my smile lines. You can do this all over your face. I just don't, because I go in with the putty primer as well. No, the Jelly Pop Primer. But this is like an amazing all over face primer too, if you want to do it that way. I just don't when I'm double priming. but you can. Do whatever you want. And I do want to mention, you guys, this is my first time filming in my new little area. I'm no longer filming in my bedroom. I'm filming out in like our living room area. So if you hear other noises, there's 2 dogs in our house. Other people live here. We're in the basement, so there might be noises from upstairs. If it's a problem, just let me know and I'll try and work on that in the future, but I don't think it should be an issue since I use an external mic, so hopefully you don't even notice that kind of stuff. But once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and go in with the Jelly Pop Primer. It's a really like thick, sticky situation. It always feels weird to put on, but I just tap it in. And it literally feels like hair gel, so you just have to get over that part, because once you put it on, it does a really good job, and it really helps your foundation cling to the makeup. Now typically, I do my eyeshadow first and then my foundation, but I'm not going to be doing like a crazy fancy eyeshadow look today. It's just going to be simple using some e.l.f. eyeshadows, so I'm not too worried about doing foundation first. I don't think I've ever used an e.l.f. foundation. Like, I've always been not weirded out, but just like afraid to try them. I don't know why. The fact that they're like cheaper makes me think that like it'll break me out or something, but I've just never tried an e.l.f. foundation. This is my first time using any sort of e.l.f. foundation. I've used like basically everything else except for foundations. I don't know why. I've always been like scared sort of to try them, but this is my first time using one of their foundations. This is the new one. This is the e.l.f. CC Camo Tinted Moisturizer thing. I'm sure you guys have seen this. Everyone is saying it is a dupe for the It Cosmetics CC cream. Now, I've never used that, so I don't know if it is or not. I've seen multiple videos. Makeup by A. Marie, her name is Ashley, she did a review on it, so if you guys want to check her out, you might be able to find that, because she does it like compared to the It Cosmetics one if you're interested. But this is just a color correcting full coverage natural finish foundation. They don't say tinted moisturizer or anything. It doesn't like necessarily say, but it says it has collagen, peptides, and niacinamide. And I like love niacinamide, so I'm really excited to see. I did use this once. I didn't wear it for very long. It was maybe like 3 hours, so I honestly don't know the wear time, but the foundation did come out pretty well. This is the only shade that I could find where I am, and it's called Fair 140W. It is quite yellow. I wanted to go with a neutral one, but the neutral one just looked way too light, like ghostly, so I didn't get that one. But when I used it the other day, it honestly wasn't that bad. So it's just like a yellowy tone. I'm just going to go ahead and start off with one pump. I don't remember how much I used the other day, but I'm just going to do one pump, and I'm using this on a ColourPop sponge. I do have the e.l.f., I think it's called Total Face Sponge. It's like pink. I really, really like that sponge. I just have no idea where it is. Like, I cleaned and rearranged a while ago, and now I just have no idea where my extra backup sponges are. I might have thrown them away, but that one's really, really good. It's like probably one of my favorite, like, top 5 beauty blending sponges, and I think that one's like $8. Most of e.l.f. stuff typically isn't more than $8, but I believe this foundation is $14, so I don't know. A lot of drugstore stuff is getting up there in price, but it's still cheaper than the like high-end stuff. Like, I'm pretty sure the CC cream from it is like $40, so it's still cheaper. As you guys can see, it's not like the best color match for me. I'm a little bit like red right now, but that's just because I got from the gym. I'm typically not like red pink like this, so it looks way more yellow, but once we put concealer and powder and everything else on, it won't look that different. But that one pump did like the job, and I had just enough to do my full face. It's not like full coverage, as you guys can see. Little Miss Thing over here is still hanging around. She is like subtly covered, but not much, so it's not full coverage, and I don't think it claims to be full coverage. Okay, it does claim, it claims to be full coverage, and I think I would argue medium. You could probably build it up, which I'm going to a little bit, but I wouldn't say full coverage like right off the bat. But it does cover my redness well, because I do have redness, even like not just in general, not even because I went to the gym, but I do just have redness mainly on my face all the time, like around my nose and stuff, and it did cover that really well. That is the CC Color Corrector they don't say foundation, but I'm assuming it's foundation because it says full coverage. So, it does say foundation. It says, ditch your basic foundation. This color correcting cream is the only product you need to achieve a natural looking complexion, but with full coverage. So, they kind of say it's a foundation, but not really. I guess they call it a cream. CC cream, duh. I'm so dumb. I'm literally so dumb. Okay, so now that's pretty much blended out. I'm going to go ahead with my concealer now. Again, this is like my top 5 concealer, not even just because it's e.l.f. I just literally love this concealer. I don't like the regular one. The regular CC Camo concealer is not my jam. This is the hydrating camo. So it's still called camo concealer, but this one is just the hydrating version. And I'm in between shades right now. One of them is almost out, so I'm just trying to use it up because it's part of a Project Pan thing I'm doing. I didn't mention the concealer in my Project Pan, I just noticed it's almost out, so I figured I better start using it up. Here are the shade names. I'm not sure if the camera's too far enough away to read, but the shade I have is Fair Beige and Fair Warm. So either one works fine for me, but right now I just try and use up the Fair Beige one because I'm pretty much out of it and I just want to get it used up so I can say I used it up, you know what I mean? So I'm just going to go ahead and take this one towards the center. But it's just such a good concealer. I don't think I've ever seen anyone say they don't like it. The camo one, I didn't like. It was just too, like, drying. Like, I don't know. I feel like it made my under eyes look way too thick, like, cakey under there. I didn't like it. But I know a lot of people who do like it and say it's, like, a spot-on dupe for Shape Tape, which I haven't used Shape Tape since, like, 2017. So I don't even know if I would like that if I tried it now. You know what I mean? Because I know I liked it when I first got it. But that was like, oh my god, 2017 was 4 years ago. Oh my god. 2017 was 4 years ago. So I don't know if I would like that, honestly, if I tried it now. Because I'm more like hydrating glowy products now. But back then, I was like all about matte everything. Matte lips, matte face, matte eyes, like literally everything. So that's probably why I was into that back then. But now, I don't know how I would feel about it. And there's just so many good concealers at the drugstore. I think I own like 2 high-end concealers, so I really tend to not even get high-end concealers because drugstore does such an amazing job on them. This one and the CoverGirl one are my favorite from the drugstore. So that is what it looks like all covered up. Please ignore my like face from my neck. It'll look better, I swear. But I do like the coverage. It's not like insane coverage, like, because I honestly don't like that because then that's what I feel like makes you look super cakey, but it's like enough coverage. So that's what we're looking like under there. I don't have an e.l.f. bronzer, but I am going to be using the e.l.f. the brightening concealer pen and the like regular, the concealer pen isn't meant as a bronzer. I just use it as a bronzer because it's a shade that I can use as a bronzer, but I'm also going to be using a shade as a lightener. So these are called the Flawless Brightening Concealer Pens, and I don't know what the shade names are. I don't know if they're on here, but I mentioned these in my haul video, and I do really like them, but I wouldn't use them as like a standalone product. I use the darker one as like a bronzer, warming up type shade cream product, but I wouldn't use the regular concealer as just a concealer. This one is in light 23 cool, and then this one is deep 53 warm, which this one is the second darkest shade. So the shade range isn't that good. Last time I talked about these, I think they only had 8 shades, but when I looked last time, I think they did expand the shade range. So I think before there was only like 8 shades, and now I think there's 16, I think, or something. But this is still the second darkest shade. Like, I don't think they added darker shades. I think they added more like in between shades, which is kind of crap. But this I use as a bronzer. I talked about before how I can't use it as a contour because it's not cool tone enough. But I used to have the e.l.f. Forever Sunkissed, I think it was called, bronzer, and I liked it. I just never reached for it because I have literally 30 bronzers, and I did a declutter, and I just decided to get rid of that one because I wasn't using it enough. But it was a good bronzer. I just never reached for it. But if you are looking for a bronzer at the drugstore and you need a good lower cost one, that is a good one. I think it's like $6, And then the other one I use from the drugstore is the Milani. I think that one is called Sunkiss 2. I honestly don't remember. I still have that one. I just haven't been reaching for it because I'm trying to use up the one from my Project Pan. But those are good. Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer is obviously amazing, but I've just been trying to not buy Physicians Formula anymore because they're not cruelty free. They still test their products on animals, which is freaking ridiculous. And they're pretty pricey, but it is a good bronzer. Like, if I'm gonna be real with you, I just don't want to support that anymore. So, but that is a good bronzer. I'm just using this EcoTools Wonder Cover Complexion Brush. I actually got this from my Secret Santa for Christmas, and it's like literally so good at blending out cream contour. Not contour, but in this case it's like a bronzer situation, but I use it with my cream contour and it looks so good every time I use this brush. It just blends it out really, really easy. I know I look like a mad woman right now, and that's fine. Nothing new, but I'm just trying to blend it all in before it like sets. And this one actually doesn't dry down that fast, so you have quite a while to work with it and blend it in, which is good. It looks crazy right now. I used a little bit too much, but that's okay. It blends pretty well. And that does like a really good job at bronzing in my opinion. It doesn't look like the cleanest, but once you put powder on and stuff, it looks a lot better. I'm just trying to fix up around my nose. Then I'm going to go in with the Light 23C Brightening Concealer, and I just do a few clicks of this and focus it like in the center right here. And this is strictly a brightening pen. That's what they intended this product as. I don't think it's called a concealer. Oh no, it is. It's a flawless brightening concealer. So they never like say it has full coverage or anything, so I just use it as like a topper, I guess you could say. I tried to use it one time just strictly as concealer and it was horrible. You could even see like my freckles underneath and stuff, which you typically can't. I don't have freckles, but I have like this mole right here and you typically can never see it, but with this just as concealer you can see it through. So I don't recommend that unless you are doing it like a no makeup day type situation, but as a topper I think it brightens really well. I'm just going to take whatever was left right here and on my chin. So far we are looking really, really good, and this is all e.l.f. products so far, you guys. Like I said, most of their stuff isn't more than $8, so you can get like a really good face for like $100, roughly around there. Not like multiple products, but like one of each category. I bet you could get away with it for like $100. So that's pretty good considering how much makeup is nowadays. So I have no complaints so far. Like I said, the bronzer looks a bit harsh, but once we put powder it'll be fine. This next product is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder. Now this is also a repurchase. This is my second one and I freaking love it. This reminds me of like the Hourglass, I think what's it called? Hourglass, I believe it's called Mineral Veil powder. I bought the travel size of that and I really liked it. And then I got this powder at the same time and I was like, these are like identical. Like they're the same thing. I saw no difference. I even wore one on this side and this side, Hourglass, one day. You could not tell a difference. Like it was amazing. So I think this is a dupe for that. I might be wrong. I don't know. But I personally felt like it was, and it just does such a good job. I only use it to set my under eyes. I've never really used it to set my whole face just because I only like my under eyes to be like glowy. It's not even really glowy, it's just not like mattifying, if that makes sense. It's more like a satin finish, but I've never used it for my full face because I typically use a different powder like for all over my face, but for under eyes this is it. I'm actually just going to take a little bit just because I'm not going to be using another setting powder. I usually go in with like the Maybelline Fit Me or the Too Faced Peach Perfect setting powder, but just because I'm not, I'll just do whatever was left in the cap. And as you can see, it didn't really mattify me. Like you can still see the shine there, which I don't mind because typically I would go in with my Hourglass Ambient Light powders afterwards, and I'm not going to be doing that today because it's a full face of e.l.f., but it does set really pretty in the middle. You can see there, that's where I put the powder in under my eyes. But for the rest of my face, I don't have another e.l.f. powder, so I'm just going to be going in with this Pure Cosmetics pressed mineral makeup 4-in-1 just because it's part of my project pan and I want to use it up. But I don't think I've ever used an e.l.f. powder. Like, do they even have pressed powder? I'm not sure, but I don't have one, so I'm just going to go ahead and set the rest of my face with this. I need more coverage around my pimple area, and this is technically a mineral foundation powder, so I'm just going to go ahead and take this on my Tati Blendiful, and as you can see I have way more coverage from that, so just setting that there, and it basically covered up a lot of that redness, so thank you Pure Cosmetics for that. Like I said, I don't know if e.l.f. has a pressed foundation powder, or not necessarily a foundation powder, but just like a pressed powder. If they do and you've tried it, let me know in the comments if you like it. I am trying, my shirt is being so annoying, I am trying to do a no-buy this year, just because I have so much makeup. I'm trying to get rid of makeup through my project pan, and it's just not happening fast enough, and I'm just really trying to save money this year, and one of the main things I spend money on is like clothes, shoes, makeup, hair products, stuff that I already have, and I just feel like I need more of for whatever reason, so I'm really trying to limit back on that. So wish me luck. I'm only gonna allow myself to buy a makeup product if it's like limited edition, like truly limited edition, because Charlotte Tilbury is always coming out with stuff saying limited edition, and I like feel like I have to buy it, and then I look a month or so later and it's still on her website. So it has to be like truly limited edition, and I want to add it to my collection, or just something I really, really want and don't have a lot of, that I will allow myself to buy it. But I'm really trying to cut back on that this year to save more money. But yeah, so that is what we're looking like. Oh, you guys, no! Why didn't y'all tell me that I forgot to do freaking cream blush? I even have it right here. Ugh! Dang it. And I love this cream blush. I usually never forget it, but I was rambling. This is the e.l.f. Putty Blush, and it's so good, you guys. Dang it, I forgot to use it. I think this is in the color Tahiti. I've never used it on top of powder. I typically don't do that. But, I mean, my dumbass is the one that forgot to put it on. So, let me just go ahead and do it, because it's like a cream to powder finish anyway. I think it'll be okay. I'm all tapping it off like it's powder. What am I doing? Okay, but typically I put this on before I powder. So, like, after I put that bronzer pen on, I go in with this, and then I put the powder on, and it just looks so good. It's not doing anything weird, so that's good. But I don't recommend you go on top of powder products with cream products. I should have put this on before, but I think it'll be okay. So I'm just putting a little bit of this on. This stuff is so good. I don't know how much this is. I think it was like $8, maybe $4. I don't know, but definitely worth it. I definitely recommend you double up on everything, like cream bronzer, cream blush, cream highlight, like all of it. That way your makeup lasts longer. At least that's how I look at it. But I just did a light layer of it, and it's really, really pretty. Typically, if I was to go on before I did the powder, I would have went with a heavier hand, because when I would have put powder on top, it would have diffused it down a lot. So that's why I only put a little bit, but I usually go in with a lot more, but that's fine. That's fine. Everything's fine. Oh, I can't believe I forgot. My bad. It honestly doesn't look that bad. She's a little non-blended over here, but it's fine. Just stop judging her. Just try and pat her in. It's my fault for forgetting. It's not the cream product's fault for not blending on right, because I use it all the time, and it is fine. It just looks a little harsh right now, and I honestly don't care. But I don't have a cream bronzer, no, powder bronzer, like I said, from e.l.f., so I'm just going to go in with this one from Hourglass, just because it's the one that's right here in front of me. But like I said, the one, I believe it's called Primer Infused Bronzer in Forever Sunkissed, is really good. I don't think I've ever tried, oh my god, I just had like a total freaking flashback. So I was going to say, I don't think I've ever tried any other bronzer from e.l.f., but you guys, back when they like first got started, and when I first got started wearing makeup, this is like 2010, 2011, they had these like compacts. I feel like they're always duping brands, like that's their thing, because when I was like first getting started in makeup, I was like 14, and the only makeup I could afford was e.l.f. So that was like my go-to, like that was like the first makeup I ever bought and used was e.l.f. And so I remember everyone was saying that their like little compact thing was a dupe for NARS, because they came out with this blush bronzer duo thing, and everyone said it was a dupe for like the NARS Orgasm and the Laguna bronzer. I honestly didn't know because I couldn't afford those products to like compare them, but I believed what everyone was saying and I was like, I have to have it, and it was like $3. So I definitely remember buying that, and I used that. That was like my go-to product for like a good 2 years. So I did used to use a different e.l.f. bronzer, but they had like so many blushes, and the compacts looked just like the NARS ones. Like they came out with a bunch of little blushes, single blushes, and they looked just like the NARS blushes, and I remember everyone would always compare them. And now they like still make dupes, I feel like, because the Jelly Pop is a dupe for the Milk one, and so I don't know if that's like their thing, but I mean they do it well, to be honest. But I just can't believe I like forgot about that. Like I used to use, the first setting spray I ever bought was from e.l.f. Like I used to use like full face of e.l.f. Not foundation. I still didn't use foundation back then from them. I don't know why. But everything, like mascara, eyeliner, like literally everything was from them. How fun to think about and look back on all those years ago. That was literally almost 11 years ago. And now I'm a makeup hoarder. Welcome to my channel. My name's Yesenia and I'm a hoarder. The first step is admitting you've got a problem. Or wait, is that alcohol? I don't know. I bet it applies to both. Okay, so now we've gone ahead and bronzed up, and now my face is starting to match a lot more with my neck, so not as bad, right? So this is called the e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil. I'm in the shade Neutral Brown, and I think the only person I've ever seen talk about this specific pencil is Emily Noel. I don't think I've ever seen anyone else talk about this, but she really seems to like it, and I typically tend to keep my brows pretty thick. Like, not thick, these are my natural brows, but I just typically don't pluck them, which is whatever, but I feel like by doing that my brows are a little bit thicker naturally, so I typically don't have to fill them in that much with this type of a pencil anyway. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill them in slightly, and this product is really creamy. I think I have used it once before because the pencil isn't like perfectly rounded, but I know it's not something I reach for all the time, but Emily Noel like loves it. This typically isn't the type of brow pencil that I go for just because I like them a lot slimmer, but in my situation where I'm just like filling them in like roughly, I'm not trying to be like precise, I'm just like filling in the rough spots, it doesn't do like that bad of a job. Like as you can see, that's honestly not that bad. This brow over here is a lot more sparse. I have no idea why. Obviously brows are never twins, they're always sisters, which is fine, but this one for some reason is like a lot more sparse, so I typically have to like spend more time on this one to get it to match like the shape of this, but it's fine. Just trying my best here, get it as filled in as possible. You know what, that's honestly not that bad. It's harder to keep them like as precise just because the nub isn't as like skinny, but honestly I think this pencil was like $2 or $3, honestly not that expensive, and it did a pretty good job, and I like the color match of it. I'm just going to try and carve them out a little bit with some concealer, but honestly not bad. Like I think I would definitely use that again, especially because I like the color, and it was really quick. Like I was afraid to go in with it just because the shape of it wasn't like my ideal situation, but honestly not bad. That's another thing I feel like the drugstore does really well, and that's eyebrows. Like most brands from the drugstore have a really good eyebrow selection. Like my favorite from the drugstore is probably the Maybelline Ultra Slim Brow. I've used that one for like 2 years now, and It's so good. I think it's like $6, but that one I believe people say is like a dupe for the ABH brow. But look at that. Once you carve them out, they look so much better. So again, not like my everyday brow, but also like not bad. They're just not as like snatched, you know, which also isn't even the vibe anymore. Like most of the times I rarely even fill in my brows, you guys. Like, to be honest, I usually just go in with like setting gel situation, but this still isn't bad. Like, I would not be embarrassed to go out in public like this or anything, you know what I mean? Like, I think it did a good job. Now this is like one of my all-time favorite brow setting gels. This was like all I used for a solid year. So this is the e.l.f. Wow Brow. As you can see, I have 3 of them. I have so many just because this is literally one of my favorite brow gels, like not even just from e.l.f. I love this brow gel so much, and I typically interchange between this and my Benefit Gimme Brow, but before that, I used this strictly for like 2 years. So this is a great freaking brow setting gel, and like I said, I usually just go in with something like this because it's tinted, and I'm in the shade Neutral Brown, again, just like the brow pencil, but it has these like colored fiber type situations, and it adds to the thickness of your brow. Like, it makes it look more put together than it is, you know what I mean? I love this setting gel so much. I think it's like $3. Go get one. Go get one because you literally don't need any other setting gel. Like, I love the Gimme Brow one, but that could go away and I'd be fine as long as I still had this. It's so good. Next we can go ahead and do eyeshadow. I know e.l.f. makes like, I think it's called Putty Eyeshadow Primer, but I haven't ever seen it in my store, so I've never picked it up. But I'm pretty sure everyone says that's exactly like the MAC brow. No, not the brow. Everyone says it's like the MAC Painterly. Not Painterly. They have different colors, but it's like the matte paint pots, you know? Like the... Is that what they're called? Paint pots? Yeah. Everyone always compares them to those. So I'm assuming they're good because I have the MAC paint pot and I love it. So if it's anything like that, then I'm going to go ahead and assume that it's good. I've just never seen it in my store to be able to test them out, but that's fine. So, or actually I forgot to do highlight. Hello, duh. I don't know why I'm so glowy right now. It must be that CC cream. It looks really good because it honestly looks like I'm wearing highlighter. But this is the e.l.f. What is this called? I don't know because I took the tag off, but I think it's called On The Go Cheeky Glow, and this is in the color White Peach. I've never used this yet, but I think it looks really, really pretty, and it's like the only blush I own from them, other than the cream blushes, which are so freaking pretty, and I use them all the time, but I don't own... Like I said, I did a huge declutter a while ago, and I got rid of a lot of stuff, so most of it was just stuff I never reached for, and the, like, blushes. I have so many blushes, I just had to pick and choose and get rid of some, but this blush is super pretty. It's like a really nice coral color. Whoa! It looks really intense on camera, but in person it's not as poppin', which is fine. Let me just try and diffuse her. It's a really pretty color. I like that a lot. So next, let's go in with the highlight. And I don't think I've ever used this yet. I don't really like e.l.f. highlighters that much, to be honest. A lot of people do, though. Like, they compare them all the time to, like, higher-end ones, but I just... Okay, this one's actually really good. I spoke too soon, because this one's not, like, chalky at all. Holy crap. I spoke too soon. This is poppin'. I can't believe I've never used this. Holy crap. This is like giving me ABH Amrezy vibes. No joke. And that's like my everyday highlight. Okay. I know y'all can see that. Okay. Okay. Not mad at that. Now we can go ahead and move into eyeshadow. I only have 2 of... They have like full-on eyeshadow palettes, but these are called the bite-size eyeshadow palettes. Now, if my camera would focus, these are called the bite-size eyeshadow. These are the bite-size eyeshadow palettes, and I have 2 of them. The top one is called Let me just read. The top one is called Cream and Sugar. The bottom one is called Pumpkin Pie. I've used these a time or two and they're honestly so good. Now, from what I can remember, people compare these to like the Rihanna Fenty Snap Shadows, I'm pretty sure is what I've seen people say they're like. I've never used those, so I honestly don't know. All I can tell you is I have a lot of eyeshadow palettes and these perform really well. Like, I've never used it and been like, oh my god, it's so patchy, it's so dusty, it's not pigmented. Like, they perform really well, and they're $3. They have a bunch of different colors. I just chose to stick with these basic ones, but they have like a blue one, a pink one, a purple one, like so many colors. So if you're looking to make a nice little shadow look and you need affordable shadows, I would definitely say this or something from like Wet n Wild is going to be your best bet. They don't have individual shade names, but I'm just going to go ahead and take this color right here and just set all over my eye with it. And this is a Rephr number 1 brush. It's like my favorite all over eyeshadow brush. Like, I feel like I could create a full eye look with just this one brush. I love it. But I just went ahead and set the lid. Next, I'm going to go ahead and jump into the Pumpkin Pie one, and that's this one. And I'm going to go ahead and take this shade here with that same brush and just focus that on the outer corner and work on blending it in this way. So that's what we're looking like so far. As you can see, it's really pigmented. Like, pigmentation is not a problem with these palettes. They look super good, they blend nice, no complaints. So next I'm just going to go ahead and go in to this color. Again, this is still the Pumpkin Pie shade, this one. I'm just going to take, I think I'm going to take a little bit smaller, no, I don't really have a smaller brush. This will be fine. I'm just going to go ahead and take this, and again, just focusing it on the outer corner to deepen up the outer section. Such an easy look, you guys. For $3, no one's gonna know, and even if they did know, who cares? Because e.l.f. is seriously such a good brand. Like, you shouldn't have to feel bad about using products that cost less money when they perform just as well, if not better, than a lot of higher end brands. So if someone's like, you use e.l.f., hell yeah, I use e.l.f., and what? My eyeshadow looks better than yours, so maybe don't be rude, but you know what I'm saying. You guys, I had the weirdest dream last night. Like, if anyone is like a dream interpreter, I've been having a lot of weird dreams. Like, a lot of weird dreams. Like, the other night I had this dream. There was like little kids in my childhood home, like the home I grew up in Texas. This is like messed up, and I'm scared to say it because what if it means something bad? But there was these little kids, and I feel like they were like me, sort of. I don't know. I honestly don't remember. I just know there was like maybe 4 or 5 little kids in my childhood home where I grew up in Texas, and the house was burning. Like, the house was on fire. And I just like stood outside and watched. Like, I didn't help them out. I don't know why. Like, when I woke up, I was like, yo, that was effed up. Like, why didn't you open the door or like call someone? Like, why did you just stand there? I don't know. It was so weird. So weird. And then I just woke up. I don't think I set the fire, or did I? I don't know, but it was weird. And then last night I had a dream that I like knew Tati Westbrook somehow. Like, I knew her, and she came to my house and she's like, yo, we need to go, come with me. But she was like on drugs. She was like, come on, we need to go. And I'm like, girl, what are you on? Like, I just remember looking into her eyes, and they were like huge black circles. And honestly, it could have been because I went to bed. Right before I went to bed, I was talking to my husband about the black-eyed children stories, creepy thing. So I don't know if that's why I dreamt that, but I was like, Tati, what are you on this time? Is it Adderall? Are you on Oxycontin? Like, I was just asking her all these drugs if she was on, and she was like, no, everything's fine. We just need to go. You just need to come with me. And I was like, no, Tati, not this. I don't know. I'm a weird person. And again, I just woke up like nothing. And usually when I wake up, it's like to go to the bathroom or something, and then I just come back and go to bed and have like a completely different dream. I don't know, but that one was really weird. I've never dreamt about Tati Westbrook, but she was apparently a crackhead in my dreams. I hope she's doing well. There's a lot going on with her right now, but I don't know why I dreamt that, and if you can interpret that for me and just let me know what's going on with me, that would be great, because I'm just having all sorts of weird dreams. Okay, so next I'm going to go in with, this is the Cream and Sugar palette, and I'm going to go in with this like super dark brown. It's actually like almost a black. It doesn't look that dark on camera, but it's pretty dark. So I'm going to go ahead and take this on a little fluffy brush. This is a Jaclyn Hill brush, a JH40. It's like super tiny. So I'm just going to take this and almost do it like eyeliner. I'm just like smoking it out over here and working it into the crease just a little bit. Just like that. Just to give some dimension. Again, this is like a super basic eyeshadow tutorial, but I feel like if someone's watching this, it's maybe because they're a beginner and they're looking into buying their first makeup products and they're interested in knowing like what they like can get for a good price. So if that's the case with you, you're not really like a makeup pro, which I'm not a makeup pro by any means, but definitely you can create nice glam looks. Like I would say this is a pretty glam look. I mean, obviously it's not like freaking Kim Kardashian glam, you know, but it's still a really nice look, and you can achieve that with these e.l.f. shadows. So if that's your situation, definitely do not be afraid. Don't think you have to go out there spending all your hard-earned coin on like high-end makeup brands when you can do the same thing with drugstore products and save your money until you have more of it to spend on high-end stuff, because there's nothing wrong with buying high-end makeup. Like, believe me, I love high-end and luxury makeup, but if you feel like you have to spend that much money to get the same kind of a look, you don't. Like, you honestly don't. So this is what we're working with, and I really like it. I definitely want to go back in and add glitter, because I'm a glitter snob. I love glitter. I don't think I've done like an all matte look in years. Like, I have to have glitter. And if you're wondering, I've just been using a JH32 brush to blend. I didn't really mention that, but she blended. She looks so good. To really round out the look, before I go in with glitter, I'm just going to take the brown shades from the Pumpkin Pie palette, this one and this one, mix them on my little brush here, and go on my under eye with them so that it's the same on the top and bottom. So I'm just going to go ahead, smudge this, and she's starting to look fancy. Okay, this is a cute little look. Now I'm just going to go in with that dark brown from the Cream and Sugar and do the same thing. We need glitter, baby. Okay, I don't think the shimmer shades in here are pretty good, but I need more. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and take, I'm not gonna like carve out my eyes or anything. You can if you want, but I'm not going to this time because I'm being lazy. But I'm gonna go ahead and take this shade here. You cannot see, but it's this shade from the Cream and Sugar palette, this one. And I'm going to go ahead and take that on a flat brush. This is a JH41. It's just a nice flat brush. And I'm just going to sculpt this, like nestle it right into like the first third of my eye. So I'm just going to go ahead and pat it because I don't want that much fallout. But since I'm not like putting this on top of concealer or like a base, it's not going to be as poppin'. But, I mean, she's still poppin'. Like, she's still poppin'. She's still cute. I'm just going to go ahead and blend a little bit. Pat. She cute. I need to start using these palettes more. They usually get lost in the back of my drawer, but, girl, like, you can't tell me this doesn't look good. Like, look at that. Okay, the shimmers are poppin'. I don't know why I said they weren't poppin', but they're poppin'. That is so cute. Like, literally, this eye. Super cute. You see that, like, the glitter in the crease up there? Why is that stuck in my head? And not the, like, OG Frank version one, the potato one. A potato flew in the room. If you don't know that, then you're not old enough to have had Vine. You're probably 13 years old, maybe, if you don't know what that is, but that's okay. That's okay. So that is that shade, and it's super freaking cute. Super pretty. I'm just going to go ahead and make sure it's, like, blended into the matte shades. And like I said, I have to have glitter. Now, e.l.f. does make glitter toppers. However, I had one, but I got rid of it during that declutter just because I have so many glitter eye toppers, you guys, and they go out pretty fast because they are, like, alcohol based, so they tend to dry out. So I was like, you know what, I need to cut through these, and that way I can just use what I have in my collection. So I did get rid of it, but it is, like, the exact same as this. This is the Pixie Liquid Fairy Lights in Crystalline. I have used this in so many of my looks. It is, like, my all-time favorite. I do get PR from Pixie, but I've never received the fairy lights from Pixie, and this is my second or third one. I don't remember. Like, this is my all-time favorite. She makes all sorts of shimmer shades with these, but definitely the Crystalline one is my favorite. I just feel like it goes with a lot of looks. So, but e.l.f. has one that's pretty similar to this. I don't remember the name of the shade. I don't remember the shade name, but it was very similar, and I want to say that was like $6. Maybe. I don't remember. It could have been cheaper. It could have been more expensive, but I don't remember. And this literally just pops off and is so good. And the e.l.f. ones are definitely a lot cheaper, but you don't get as much product. So, like, these ones from Pixie, I think are like $12. I don't remember, but definitely more than 10. The ones from e.l.f., like I said, I think they're like 3 or 4 or 6. I don't remember. But you get, like, half. Like, it's, like, literally half of this. They're tiny. So you can pick and choose there if you want to spend more and get more, but they are, like, the same to me. I feel like the Pixie one maybe has more glitter in it, but overall they do the same thing. Oh, look at that. It's so pretty. You can't really see the glitter on camera, but in real life, she's poppin', and ooh, it just looks so pretty. Especially from this light, you can really see how, like, wet and shiny it is. You can see. Okay, so we're basically done with eyes. I do know e.l.f. makes, like, mascaras and false lashes. I don't have any. I don't think I've ever seen them, like, false lashes at my store. I'm pretty sure they have mascara, but I don't have any of that right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these lashes. These are the Raw Beauty Christie lashes that she did with Pure Cosmetics. I've never worn these. I bought them when they came out, and I forgot about them, and now is the time to use them. So these ones are in this style, Can't Be Bothered. I don't think you can get these anymore just because that collab was limited edition. I'm pretty sure, I don't remember, but I'm just going to go ahead and throw these on, and I'm actually going to be doing that with this. I haven't tried it yet, but this is the Kiss, what the heck is this? Kiss Lash Glue Liner, I believe it's called. Yeah, this is the clear one. I haven't tried it. I've seen good things. I also have the one Allure. That one's black. I didn't want to use black today, so I'm going to go ahead and try this clear one. I haven't tried the one from Allure. They're the same. These were actually on sale. This is part of the, remember I told you guys I got some stuff from Ulta. It wasn't all repurchases. There was actually new stuff in there, and I forgot about those. So I got this eyeliner and the one from Allure. I haven't tried that one yet, but I'm sure I will let you guys know. Now, I feel like this says not to put it on top of makeup. Yeah. It says apply to clean, dry eyelids free of moisture or makeup. Who out here buying that for that? Like, who's out? Why would you buy this just for that? Like, just to wear it with, like, no one is gonna not wear anything on their eyelids. Maybe not no one, but I specifically have, like, veins on my eyelids. Like, you have to have something, concealer, like, something. So for them to just, like, say it has to be, like, clean and dry, I don't know about that, because you could just use regular eyelash glue. But we'll see. It says not to put it on top of makeup, but I didn't know that, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to put it on top of makeup, and if it doesn't work, well, I wouldn't use it anyway, because I'm not just going to be wearing eyelashes with nothing to cover my lids, you know? But this is what it looks like. It's just like a white felt tip. I'm going to curl my lashes. I don't know if I should or not, but I'm going to. Starting with one eye, apply glue liner along your natural lash line, just like regular eyeliner. When using clear glue liner, apply your regular eyeliner over this product, not under it. Before the eyeliner has a chance to dry on your eyelid, immediately apply your Kiss False Lash Strip band along the glue line. Those Raw Beauty Kristi ones were huge. My eyes must just be tiny because they did not look right. So I'm going to go in with these House of Lashes. These are the House of Lashes Light Lash, Allure Light. Allure. And these ones I've used before, and I know they don't make my eye look crazy. And they're already cut to my shape. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop these on, because the other ones were just, I'm not that vibe. Like, I bet they look good, bomb on other people, but for me, it wasn't my cup of tea, I guess you could say. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing. A little thing of advice I would tell you guys is you have to try and get it, like, literally right on your eyelashes, like, as close to the lash line as possible. That was like the easiest lash application of my life. That literally took me like 20 seconds. If you struggle, I obviously have worn lashes before, but it's like a struggle. Like, I'm talking 20 minutes it takes me to get them on because they never stick down, and then I have to re-put the glue, and this was so easy. If you struggle, or not even struggle, you just want like it to be easier and quicker to put the lashes on, definitely get that glue stuff. This liner, freaking bomb. Again, I have an Allure one too, but it's black, and I didn't want to wear black liner today, so I didn't try that one. But if it's anything like this one, it's good. It's good and it works. I'm just going to suggest you clean off the makeup, the tip, so that there's not makeup on it, so that it doesn't get ruined. But I'm impressed. I'm just going to put mascara on this eye and put some on the lower lash. We're back with the crazy hair, but we're almost done. I don't have any e.l.f. lip products. Again, when I went through the makeup purge, I got rid of some of their liquid lips because they were literally like years old, and I just had to get rid of them, and I just haven't repurchased any lately. So I'm going to go ahead and use some lip products from my project pan. So I'm going to go ahead and take for lip liner the Gerard Cosmetics Sugar and Spice lip pencil and the NYX Slide On Glide On Turn On lip pencil, and this one is in the color Nude Suede Shoe. So I'm going to go on with, oh, actually I need to do some chapstick, and I have this e.l.f. one. I've used this one for a while. This is the e.l.f. Calm Balm Hemp Lip Balm, and I like it. I keep one in my purse at work. Really good lip balm, hydrates well. Nothing bad to say here, so let me just line my lips really quick and shut up. Then I'm just going to take this Urban Decay Stark Naked Comfort Matte Lipstick. Again, I'm just using this because it's part of my project pan, and I need to get rid of it. So we're pretty much done. I just want to go ahead and with setting spray. I don't have an e.l.f. setting spray, but they have like multiple now, like hydrating and mattifying, but the original, as long as they haven't changed the formula, like the original, what is it called, Mist and Set, is like a spot-on dupe for the MAC Prep and Prime. At least it was back when I used to use it, but if they change the formula, I'm not so sure. But I'm just going to go ahead and take this one because it's part of my not declutter project pan. This is the Pixie Skin Treats Glow Mist. I'm so close to being done with it. I've been trying my best to use it up, and I'm almost done, so if you're wondering. But we are pretty much done, you guys. I really hope you enjoyed this pretty much full face, apart from lips, eyelashes, and setting spray, of e.l.f. makeup. I think the makeup turned out so beautiful. As you guys can see, it looks pretty high-end to me. Like, obviously, you can nitpick at things like my brows aren't perfect. I'm not perfectly, like, blurred. The Peach Perfect primer that I use, not primer, the Peach Perfect setting powder, so good. Like, my all-time favorite setting powder just for the face. Under eye, the e.l.f. Halo setting powder, freaking bomb. Nothing compares. But for the rest of my face, I usually use the Peach Perfect because it, like, blurs my fine lines and pores right here. But other than that, you guys, I think the makeup looks so beautiful. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Have you tried any of this stuff? Do you recommend other stuff from them I should try? Within reason, because I'm trying not to buy makeup, but let me know. We can have a little discussion down below. I hope you guys have had a good start to the new year. I hope God continues to bless you and your family and your friends throughout the year. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll be a little bit better than last year, but we'll just have to see. Other than that, you guys, I think that's everything for today's video. I hope you have a great day or night wherever you are. God bless, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!